Basically, what I do is I hold the sticks in my hands. This is a stick. And I just hit random things, you know? And that's what I do for a living, and that's what I've been doing for as far as I can remember myself. And if you allow me for just a moment to demonstrate you some of my gear, and what I'm doing basically is I'm trying to get out all the DJs, you know, and steal their jobs, because what I'm trying to do is play the electronic sounds on actually acoustic instruments, because also my acoustic drums can generate electronic sounds. So just for 1 minute, I will just demonstrate and improvise on some beats for you. And you know, these are old guys. Some of them are new, some of them are old. So this guy just, you know, he decided, I'm gonna do a new sound for you. And I was like, no, that's not the sound I wanted, you know. So they're from, like, some of my guys I love are analog, and they're from the 80s. And, you know, they're like girlfriends. They just treat you differently each time, you know. So this guy, you know, gave me just a little bit of hard time, but I managed to survive. So, you know, and people treat me as some kind of astronaut, you know, since I've been back in Latvia, because I've been living abroad for a while. And, you know, having all these cables, it kind of looks like a spaceship, you know. But, it wasn't like that, you know, when I started my music career. And actually, I was born in a place called Saldus. That's a little town in Latvia, and kind of looks like that, you know. And growing up as a kid, I was looking like an ordinary Latvian boy, wearing a garter, dancing polka, you know, and enjoying the beautiful connections with my grandmother's ladies, you know, little Soviet-looking ladies. And the closest I could get to beats was just playing xylophone with my school orchestra, you know. That was the only thing I could do. However, I inhabited a fighting spirit, watching all these Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Thank you, John. And the fighting spirit sort of motivated me to just never give up, be the best in whatever you're doing, just, you know, keep on pushing it, you know. And I knew there's a lot of great music out there that I didn't know, and so I traveled. I went to Holland, I went to Denmark, and my dream was always to go to the United States, you know, that was my dream. And at that particular time, I was so much into like gospel music, R&B, and neo-soul, and all the Afro-American styles that were so hip to me. So thanks to the Fulbright scholarship, I actually traveled to Philadelphia and New York And, I had the chance to actually get in the scene and try to understand the people, But things weren't easy for me because, the scene is huge and the musicians, the level was just so high. And I was coming from Saldus, I was oh man, that's crazy, So, but I practiced a lot, and I kind of felt like I have something to show them, And I remember this particular session, musicians have jam sessions where a lot of great musicians meet and just improvise on the spot. And there was this one jam session where all the all-stars were performing, who play for Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and all these amazing artists, all the musicians were there at this club. And I remember going there for weeks after weeks, just exploring the music and trying to get on the stage. And I was just pushed away. They told me, oh man, who are you? Just get out. Because I don't look like a typical gospel drummer. I don't know if you've seen gospel drummers. Do I look like a gospel drummer? I don't think so. So they didn't know who I was. I was, please give me 1 minute. I'll just share what I have on the drums for 1 minute. And they said, no, you have no chance, man. Just, you can stay, have a drink, but, no way. So months passed. This one time, the stage was empty. No one was on the stage. So I was there just standing and looking at the stage, and there was drums and everything, and Jean-Claude told me, get on the stage and play. And I was shaking, I was panicking, I was like, but it's gonna be weird, people are just, so I'm just gonna go, yes, get on the stage. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I walked on the stage, and I saw guys turn around, what the, who the, and I was like, just get me, I was on the stage, so I took the drumsticks, and he was like, play, and I put the drumstick in this right cymbal, and it was just bouncing, from how nervous I was just frightened. I was like, please God, help me, what should I do with my hand, and then my foot was on the bass drum pedal, and it was bouncing as well. I was like, and I was like, yeah, that's a great beat, what should I do? And he was like, be confident, you are the line. And I was like, yeah, I'm the line, who's the line, And so I just started playing, and I just gave my all, and I played the beats, and I played basically everything I knew at that time, And I saw the reaction in people's faces, and they were like, oh man, this guy can play, And then after I got a standing ovation, and everybody was my friend, all of a sudden, It was so I was just walking home saying, I'm the happiest man in the world. I'm the happiest man in the world, And after that day, my life changed, And something important happened to me. What I want to mention for you is I overcome my greatest fear. And I knew before I was trying to find my comfort zone into someone's weaknesses. Let's say there's a great musician performing and I see him do a mistake, and I'm like, oh, he's only human. Or my competitors performing and, they mess up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm better. After that, I became one of them in my mind that I can do it, and I was grateful for the great things they did. And when they messed up, I was like, okay, it happens. And I'm gonna go back to this story afterwards. But, I slowly got in the scene by that. I got gigs for smaller gospel churches, and, but things still weren't easy, and I was still pushed away, because I started playing in some churches, and they were who are, okay. And there was a lot for me to learn and observe, but I sort of took all the skepticism and ignorance from those people because I was so different from them. I wasn't an Afro-American, I was just a kid from Saldus, But I turned into energy, and I focused on 3 aspects. First was being present to the scene where you actually perform. So I was always there, whatever happened. And second, hard work. So I practiced like crazy. I practiced up to 15 hours every day, being very specific what I had to do and focusing on my weaknesses. And the third and most important was by living there, by being present in the scene in New York and Philadelphia and all these cities that are so powerful and authentical, I actually grew some kind of seeds inside me. So the music naturally came out. And I could perform those styles like a gospel musician, but I did them differently in my unique way. And that's when I got the biggest gigs, and I started performing with artists like Cuba Gooding and Betty Wright, with some of the best R&B bands in the United States and with some of the largest gospel choirs. I fulfilled my dreams. That I had doubts that I'm gonna do it, because I wasn't like a 2-year-old, Afro-American kid that grew up in the church, And so I'm back in Latvia, and what I want to share with you is there's lots of ideas. And things can get sometimes very heavy on your shoulders. When you have a bright idea, people will firstly tell you all the negative aspects of it, all your weaknesses, of something that you need to improve. But most importantly, you should tell what's great about it, because that will not only lift the scene and the people you're surrounded by, but you will find great ideas that you can use in your business, your music, your art, whatever, driven by that idea, I've been doing open sessions, workshops with the best singers, beat makers, artists in Latvia, sort of to open people up for new things and be embracing for the different. And that has influenced my music as well. So, that being said, I would like to introduce you to Leila Alijeva. Woo! Jānis Runģis. Misters. And dance group Zirnas with Līga and Pāvils. Thank you. Thank you.
šajā laukā. Tie baidas mani pīties māca. Melns gāri zemē nolaižas. Asnus izknābā.
Virs kalniem zilā dūma kā. Tur jauni putni lidot mācās. No bailēm viņi barosies. Uz kalniem līkstas. Spy